FM. It's 11 minutes gone past the hour of 7 o'clock on the evening rush right here on VOP 903 FM. We discuss topical issues that actually took or trended over the airwaves in the course of the day, controversial conversations that are worth talking about, and we shared insights, all right, give ourselves that intellectual depth on how to actually discuss these issues and resolve it. Sometimes we actually bring in analysts in the studio live, and sometimes they join us virtually or via the telephone where they give us their purview. We try to dissect these issues so that we can better understand what is going on in our polity, and not just our polity, in our socio-economic space as well. We have a better understanding of what is being done, what is being said, those we elected into offices, what they are doing with our resources, what they are doing with our taxes, and if indeed what they are doing reflects the interests of the people, or if it only reflects or benefit themselves. So that's basically what we do right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. It's a program that will also do audio visual. So while you're listening to us terrestrially on VOP 903 FM, you can join us on YouTube at VOP 903 FM. All right, so you can virtually be part of the conversation, and anywhere you are in the world as well, you can contribute, specifically for Nigerians in diaspora who want to keep themselves updated on issues going on across the country. And even you right here with us, you can also be part of the conversation virtually as well. My name is Esther Mwachuku, and we have commenced live right now. My concern today is I really don't want to speak so much. I'm going to open the phone lines very early for us. I'm going to highlight some of the issues, and then obviously I'll open the phone lines. I really don't want to talk so much, and I think sometimes you people complain, or you people call in to complain and say that all we do is talk. Today I really want to hear your purview and your recommendation, because when we speak here, sometimes some of you don't align with the purview or the angle that the analysts come from. So I want to hear you give a criticism and give a recommendation. It's very vital. You think they don't listen. Trust me, the government agents are listening. Now, something drastic happened yesterday, which is still reverberating today, still trending today. And it's so painful because something else may come up that may be distracting, and that particular conversation will be toned down. It's the brutal killing of our Nigerian soldiers. Let me tell you something, right? These are Nigerian soldiers are so young. It's painful. You needed to see how their colleagues were crying. I am not going to stop talking and bringing this to the fore. And it's sad. It's really so sad, because the National Assembly again sat today. And do you know what they consented to? They consented to the budget of the FCT, about 1.7 trillion naira. They expedited the hearing. It has gone into second reading. An opposing senator, Senator Ningi, said that they were not even given that particular budget to look into, the proposal to look into, the FCT proposal to look into. Normally, if any senator is coming with anything, you share it in the House, they look into it, everybody has a concern, and they give their own input, just like they did yesterday with the rotational presidency. This one, nothing. Ningi opposed that move and said, why are you guys coming up? Is it because it's coming from the president? So the SCT minister is Nyesom Wike. The president took this upon himself to present this proposal to the House. Remember that the 2025 budget. Oh my God. Oh my God. To be honest with you, it's sad. It's sad. The World Bank has disclosed that the 2025 Nigerian budget is overly ambitious. They don't even know how to meet up with it. And the president is coming with 1.783 trillion appropriation bill for the FCT to the Senate. Past it was expedited. They went into second reading. And while Ningi was opposing it, it was like one person was speaking in a sea where nobody was hearing. They went ahead and continued with what they were doing. They continued with the reading. And up till today, the National Assembly did not give a 1 minute silence for our fallen heroes. They didn't delve into the situation of insecurity in the country. Our military arm, although they've been able to disclose that indeed Boko Haram is using digital weaponized drones and that their weapons are actually sophisticated, they have eventually admitted to that. But addressing what happened in Mate, did you see the way Boko Haram... Okay. Well, as it stands, JAM has eventually admitted to the errors experienced in the 2025 UTME. Unfortunately, a student has committed suicide as a result of this, based on the cry from parents, guardians, teachers alike about how the results came and the fact that it doesn't meet up at all. Some students who did so well last year were surprised at the number or the result this year. And so it was based on the outcry. A law firm actually sued JAM. It was based on this outcry that they have set up a lot of bodies, organizations to look into it. Now, if you want to know about the UTME, is a prerequisite, is a compulsory prerequisite to gain admission into any university across Nigeria. So obviously they do this every year. And as it stands now, there is a possibility that JAM may have to reorganize another exam for 33,000, more than 33,000 students may have to rewrite this examination. So, but what transpired this time around that JAM did not officially tell us what happened until parents started calling them out? Is it that they didn't understand the sensitivity of the examinations that they are conducting, that eventually they have admitted to these errors and they are to reschedule exam for 379, I even said 30,000, 379,997 candidates? Why don't you even reschedule the entire examination? 379,997. Now, that body has a budget from the federal government where they're meant to organize examinations, but they make money for the government. They make money from the students. And then you did not conduct these exams properly. That led to somebody psychologically shutting down, that the child committed suicide, and now you have admitted to these errors, unfortunately, and you are now to reconduct that exams. So as it stands at this point in time, more than 379,000 students or candidates will have to rewrite that particular examination once again, and is coming amidst this growing criticism and frustration from candidates and parents over discrepancies in UTME scores, which was released last week. Going back to insecurity, I want us to take a listen to this, because like I said, if these things are not adequately and comprehensively discussed, we want to know who is killing Nigerians. We want to know, with all the monies that has been put into our security up till today, it feels like Boko Haram has more knowledge. Boko Haram has secrets of our weapons, secrets of our modus operandi, secrets of our military strategy. With all the drones, with all the air fighter jets, a particular vigilante who is working with the Nigerian military disclosed that sometimes these fighter jets drop bombs on just special land. They're not really targeting these individuals. They don't target these individuals in most instances. I want us to really listen to this. It's imperative that we listen to this, because at this point, I really don't know what we need to do or how we need to go about this, but it is worrisome. The spate of Nigeria's insecurity, the insecurity bedeviling this nation, is a worrisome development that if the government of the day doesn't consider this as part of their responsibility to handle as soon as possible, then it would mean that the government of the day has failed. It's so bad. Huriwa had to call them out. They're traveling to London. They want to discuss the 2 years of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and all the good tidings that he has done. Huriwa had to call them for that kind of wasteful spending. These are persons that are meant to be on a sober reflection on the state of insecurity in the country. They want to create an impression internationally that the administration of the president is doing absolutely well, when your people cannot give you that record. So you want to give the international community that kind of record. Well, like I said, there are means that these things can work. The Nigerian government knows what to do if they want to handle and tackle the situation, if they want to take care of this melee, if they want to handle this particular bedeviling circumstance that we found ourselves. That in some instances it feels like the Nigerian military is underwhelmed, overwhelmed, or helpless. They literally know what to do. And I remember during the administration of former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, he tried to do something different. He tried to bring in foreign mercenaries to work, but it did not take place. Let's listen to this Vision Africa initiative.
To do whatever they feel like doing simply because they are professionals, you cannot talk to them. Give them target. During Jonathan, we brought mercenaries. They were about to finish Boko Haram. But because of our complacency and personal aggrandizement and personal interest. We ask them to go back. And we are still battling with the issue. I was in Borno State as a member of a state House of Assembly when the mercenaries were in Borno. There were less than 30. They operate in a place like this. Everybody with a laptop before him, observing what is happening in the bush. The moment they discovered an enclave, they will be able to identify how many weapons do they have, what kind of weapons are they using, how many AK-47 do they have, how many explosives do they have. They will take only 3 or 4 people in a chopper, go and clear everything. They will snap things off before clearing them and bring back exit. We are about to finish it. And because of interest, personal interest, that if we allow mercenaries to finish this thing, we are not going to get anything. How much was the bill given by the mercenaries? Even Russia is employing mercenaries to fight for them, isn't it? Are we stronger than Russia? Is there anything wrong if you can bring someone that can fight for you? There's nothing wrong in that. So I'm sorry if people are saying that National Assembly is not doing the needful, National Assembly is not providing the enabling laws. We have provided all the enabling laws. The enforcement of such laws is not ours. If government is not ready to implement, there is no way we can compel government. The only thing we can advise government, if government refuses to do it, there is no way you can force them. Because they have the machineries for implementation. You do not have.
Did you hear what he said? If the government wants to do something, they will do something. It is left for the government to employ mercenaries. It is left for the government to attach whatever machinery to clear out these individuals. So the question is, if the Nigerian military feels that they cannot handle the situation, why can't they employ foreign mercenaries? Did you hear what that man said? That during Jonathan's era, the foreign mercenaries they brought in were just 30 foreign mercenaries were the ones clearing out Boko Haram at the time. And when Muhammadu Buhari came on board, they said they no longer needed their contract. I am sure you heard one of the foreign mercenaries, one of the commanders of the foreign mercenaries, the contractor, the person that he contracted. I'm going to play that insert very soon. This man actually admitted and explained what happened at the time, how they used their technology to monitor these individuals right then, and they were actually gaining ground. Unfortunately, what happened when the Muhammadu Buhari government came into power, they stopped that initiative. And then they allowed these guys to develop and arm themselves and have access into our borders. Do you understand? It's quite sad. Insecurity in this country is a business franchise to the detriment of the people, to the detriment of Nigerians. Did you see the young soldiers that were murdered? If you're joining us on YouTube, you'll see that particular video stream on there. It has become so bad. It's the order of the day. And I don't know why the government has not decided to do something about it. I don't know why they think that this is a joke. With all the monies in the budget actually ascribed for insecurity, if it is not painful to you, you need to see how these young boys were brutally slaughtered by these elements, these terrible people from hell. These are individuals from hell. I don't want to believe that they are serving any God. There is no God, there is no deity that will allow and say that this is the way to go in life. I don't think that there is any belief system that would encourage such barbarism, such primitive barbaric acts. Even if it is a sacrifice, it's terrible. It's terrible. These young men were crying, and in the National Assembly today, all they were passing is a bill for the SCT. No 1 minute silence. We have a National Assembly headed by Godswill Akpabio. No 1 minute silence. None of the senators can even speak. What is going on in this administration? What is going on with the government of the day? This is not about inciting anybody. This is the fact. It's the fact. Look at what happened with JAM. Somebody had died, and it happened to be that indeed, based on their investigations, there were errors. At this day, at this age, at this day and time, there were errors with such a massively conducted examination. Okay, well, let's look at this. The Imo State Governor, Hope Uzodinma, the PDP has actually spoken. So, based on what happened recently, they condemned in very strong terms the alleged spending of 2.1 billion naira by the governor, Hope Uzodinma, for he called so-called Muslim pilgrimage. That's what the PDP called it, and the hosting of an extravagant party last Friday. The main opposition party, in a release dated May 11, 2025, issued by the State Publicity Secretary Lancelot Obiaku, said the Uzodinma administration exhibited the height of insensitivity to the people's plight by spending such amount of money on unnecessary frivolity, tagged celebration of the airlifting of pilgrims at a time the state is grappling with worsening insecurity, and traumatized the people whose funds he is wasting. More worrying is that the event took place just a day after armed assailants laid siege to the road between Umunna and Okigwe in Onuimo local government area, killing at least 20 people, kidnapping others, and setting over 22 vehicles, including trucks, ablaze. A tragedy the governor has not flinched at. The party views the wasteful and insensitive action as a tacit endorsement of the recurrent arson, kidnappings, killings plaguing the state, therefore emphatically calling for the resignation of Governor Hope Uzodinma over his gross incompetence. Do you know that Fulani terrorists abducted passengers in a bus, killed the driver? Do you know that aside from that, some gunmen killed community members in Imo State, brutally killed them in cold blood? They were swimming in their blood. The governor has not come out to address that, yet he put aside 2.1 billion naira for their Hajj pilgrimage and then sponsored a party for the vice president Kashim Shettima. There was something Ali Modu Sheriff said. I am surprised investigations were not carried out on what Ali Modu Sheriff said. Who are the sponsors and enablers of Boko Haram and ISWAP? Who are those inciting and promulgating the agenda of these individuals? If the government does not have the wherewithal, the technological or digital strategy and intelligence gathering to ensure that these guys are routed out and cleared, if they don't have the necessary weaponry, why can't they get mercenaries outside this country to do it for them? You heard what the man said. You can get Russians were looking for mercenaries to help them fight this war. It's literally a war. How can we be battling with this in this country? You have a stifling economy, no job employment. Companies are shutting down. There is no interest with investment. Only certain states are thriving, and that's because of where the states are located. You have IDP camps in a country that is operating in a democracy. You're having IDP camps, large numbers of IDP camps in Benue, in Plateau State. You're having IDP camps. IDP camps in this day and age, it's terrible, and nobody has thought it or considered it a priority to address at this point in time in a democratic dispensation. The president has not called out these security operatives or possibly changed them if they are not capable of handling their roles as persons who are in charge of sensitive materials that pertains to insecurity. If this thing had not come out on social media, they would have buried the truth. If they had not called them out, it would have been buried. If not for social media, a lot of these things will be happening and the Nigerian populace will not even know anything is going on. The supporters of the administration believe that all of this mechanism is taking place because they want to possibly defame the administration of the president. They're frustrating the president. Okay, what is the president saying to this beyond saying enough is enough? How are you calling these individuals to your table and giving them an ultimatum, telling them that if you know you cannot handle this, if you do not have the wherewithal, with all the monies that have been budgeted to your sector, let us know so we can speak with our international counterparts and seek their help. If you know you're underwhelmed and overwhelmed, let us know. You are not giving an ultimatum. You have security meetings with these individuals and you're not putting the gavel down. It is not, everything is not about politics. All the administration seems to be more concentrated on is 2027. Strategies for deployment in 2027, blocking dissenting voices, criticizing any opposition. Right now as it stands, we're literally oppositionless. I need you to take a brief listen to what Amaechi said. I think that was yesterday during the book launch of Sule Lamido, where he said that we no longer have an opposition at all anymore. He literally said that there was a time where there were oppositions that were radical. I'm setting the pace because there's quite a lot to be said and there's quite a lot to be discussed that is plaguing this nation. It's not everything and every day we're discussing one political scenario or the other all the time. All the time. So I want us to take a brief listen to Amaechi right here. And Amaechi is telling us precisely what it entails and how it was at the time when they considered them having a proper opposition. Why they're not questioning the administration of the day. Let's take a listen to Rotimi Amaechi.
Now in Nigerian politics, could it have happened when we were governor? The answer is no. And you said no. We will confront the government. We will confront the president. You know that. That's how radical we were. That's how our governor's forum was. That's how determined we were to change things. But I don't have to forgetting that. I wish you the best. I'll make my contribution to you privately as two radicals.
So, Amaechi said that at the time they used to organize protests and they were quite oppository. They were strong oppositions. I remember even the FCT minister too was very radical when he was in opposition to the government of the day, to the extent that the governor at the time, that is Rotimi Amaechi, couldn't come back to Rivers State. So it's quite deplorable that we have gotten to this state in our lives, in our polity, that things are not considered to be a major priority for the Nigerian politicians. Meanwhile, former governor of Edo State, Adams Oshiomhole, is calling on Reuben Abati, saying that if Reuben Abati has any agenda against him, he should say it to him personally, or they go to the street to fight. Let's take a brief listen to him.
You have to have some humor, to warm up an environment. I was national chairman, and President Buhari came to Benin to flag off presidential campaign, and as usual, several PDP stalwarts came to join the APC. And one of them is called Ilwobe. I come from Edo State, I come from Edo North. The language of Edo Central and Edo North is more or less the same, even in Edo South. Ilwobe means I don't do bad. And I just jokingly said to the young boys, okay, now you have been in a party of bad people deceiving people. Now I'm happy now that you have left them to come and join APC. Then you will live up to your father's name, which is Ilwobe. You will no longer do bad, because obey means evil in our language. I will not do it means I will not do evil. So now you will live as a progressive. This has nothing to do whatsoever with corruption. This guy was not even he was not a public officer, whether at the state level or federal level. He wasn't known to me even as a contractor. So how people could whip this, and why it hurt me, I had to speak about it that day, is that those journalists who parade it, they know better. Because I challenged them to play that tape. They have the tape. Because this was an event covered live, for not a secret outing. So let them play it back and say, fact check. This is what Oshiomhole said. But they just choose to continue to use it. I was particularly shocked that an otherwise a very senior editor could ask someone like the immediate past governor of Delta State, Okowa, did you, in a very mischievous manner, with due respect to him, somebody said I should ask you, did you get permission from Oshiomhole that your sin will now be forgiven before you now decide to decamp to APC? And I think the guy didn't quite understand that the question was informed by just mischief. And the man tried to answer. I said, no, he has not even met me for a long time, which is true. And he worked with Obaseki against me, which is also true. But when we met on stage that day, I said, my brother, having been a governor and I was a governor, we are friends. So, but we'll be put aside by different party divides. So now we are back together, hopefully for never to part no more. So how can anybody do that? And I believe that this is just the art of mischief makers. They prefer to take the negative side. Now, how can you add, what is my status? Like you rightly said, I am now in the legislature. Is the legislature responsible for prosecution of anybody involved in the wrongdoing? And what will be the wrongdoing? And so it was just mischief. So I had to remind those people that one of them, who's the man who made that statement, he himself was invited by EFCC. After he had abused Jonathan as much as he could, Jonathan brought him on board to become his spokesman. and he became a spokesman, in my view, shamelessly. You don't condemn Padedia, I end up consuming it all over. And thereafter, EFCC arrested him too. And I said, was I the one who granted him bail to leave PDP now to become where he is? Because I noticed that consistently, even on Labor Day, he was saying, some labor leaders who have been involved in picketing, they fought for workers. He couldn't even credit me with that fact that I led protest. This is the guy who wrote Oshomole, the people's president, when I was president of the NSC. Rather credit me with that, they say, when they leave NSC, they now go and become governors, then they become senators. I say, if you are angry because you wanted to be deputy governor and you lost the election in Ogun State, is that the reason you'll be so paranoid that every opportunity you want to abuse me, you want to abuse me, don't hand under the TV, we meet on the street and we fight it out.
The thing is, I know that you taking a swipe at
So, as it stands, that was Adam Sochimole right there saying that if Reuben Abati has anything personal against him, rather than having to make some misconceptions or statements, behind the scenes, then they should go to the street and slug it out. Because Reuben Abati asked Ifeanyi Okowa a question: did you take permission from the former Edo State governor before you get into the APC? Because obviously, when you get into the APC, all your sins are forgiven. And that's what Adam Sochimole is debunking, saying that on several occasions he has explained that particular statement, but that the media has chosen to remain saying that or misinterpreting what he said to be that once you join the APC, whatever sins you found yourself in, that you are forgiven. He expected Reuben Abati to know better, but Reuben Abati joined the fray. Being a senior editor, he joined the fray of persons who have been misaligning him with that particular phrase. Well, Mr. Lawal Ekundayo, good evening and thank you for joining us. How are you? Mr. Lawal Ekundayo, Professor Ishak Oloyede, the registrar of JAMB, broke down in tears today. He was crying. He said it was technical glitches that affected the credibility of the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination vis-a-vis the results that were released last Friday. And if not that students came out, because a lot of supporters of the administration were saying students no longer read, this generation now, they don't even understand what education is all about, that they're not surprised that they did not pass their exams and all. Until this student who unfortunately committed suicide as a result of this particular glitch. They have come out to admit the glitch. A law firm had sued JAMB. Parents, teachers associations, everyone came out to say no, this result is not the result of our students, of our children. They compared their results of last year and this year. Now that JAMB is coming out to cry, the registrar is coming out to cry, shed tears, that we should do what? This same glitch. Thank God that JAMB is admitting to the glitch. Thank God they're admitting to this glitch. Because if it was another type, they would say the HTTP error 406 or 404. They cannot trace what happened. Up to today, INEC has not been able to disclose what caused that glitch. So thank God they actually called for the glitch. About 397,000 students will have to resit this UTME examination. What's your brief reaction? I want to open the phone line. So I need Nigerians to be able to express themselves logically, please. So let's not cause any form of inciting statement that will put us in trouble, but logically, and then be able to give proper recommendation to the issues. That's basically the point we want to drive home here. How do you react to this, please?
Now, I have two reactions.
Okay, please go ahead.
Because I'm in the field.
Okay.
You get it? I'm a teacher. I teach students. Now, I've been in the field for long. I'm qualified. Professional, you get it? It's years of experience. Now, this glitch we are talking about in JAMB is one aspect. You get it? The downward performance of students is another thing. There's downward performance of students, no doubt about that. Because this glitch we are talking about, if you trace it over 10-20 years ago, you see it keep coming down. You get it? Even before we started this CBT, computer-based test, where you use computer, where you use manual, it's been happening. You understand? So that is one side that needs to be. I don't say because there's a glitch. Therefore, students have been performing very well. It was JAMB that means JAMB that is just saying no. Students they are not doing well now, like before. They don't read well, They are not even interested in you see somebody in primary in JSS already into scamming yahoo. You get it. So we have that problem that needs fixing. But JAMB came up with this computer-based test because they want to standardize the examination.
Okay.
You get that's what happened. So now they have a starting point and they are having issues. So I will not advise anybody to say they want to sue JAMB or whatever.
They actually did sue JAMB. They did sue JAMB based on this examination that was conducted. So when you say you advise anyone not to sue JAMB, why would you say that? A student committed suicide and JAMB has admitted to what happened. Mr. Lawal Ekundayo, you can't say they should not sue. JAMB has admitted, Oloyede is crying that there was a glitch that has led to this. So you can't say they shouldn't sue. A lot has happened. You have devastated students psychologically. You said there are two sides, the downside and the other side. Obviously, you said something that is quite evident. The reading culture of this generation or generation before, at least this generation, has drastically reduced. Students don't consider reading as a means to gradually work hard and attain success. It is true. But in reconnaissance to what happened with the glitch in the UTME, you can't say that nobody should sue them.
Esther, wait. You see, why I said that as an advice is because JAMB is coming up with this new idea of a computer.
Hold on, Mr. Lawal Ekundayo, hold on. I want to change your mic. They're complaining they can't hear you. You're still listening to the Evening Rush right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Thank you for staying tuned. We needed to make some adjusting. Mr. Lawal Ekundayo, you were saying something, please.
Yes, I was saying that JAMB, you get it, just started this in order to help in, correcting all this, this examination malpractices in order to encourage students to improve.
Okay.
You get, that's why they come up with this. Now there are errors.
Okay.
Even that error compared to the percentage is still, you get, is still on the shaky side. That okay, there are errors. You get. So, and the JAMB registrar has come out to say, to apologize and admit it. You understand? And for coming out to admit it, that is somebody who is responsible, who wants who doesn't want the error to occur, but it happened, and then who wants it to be better. You get, we see far worse glitches, and people refuse to come up and admit, to let you know that they are not ready for anything better in that area. Up till now, you said something about INEC, that INEC has not even come up to tell us anything. Even up to now, some people are saying that their website has not even, nothing has, it's not even complete. You get? That's why I said, because if you now say we want to do this, we want to do that, we want to sue, we want to begin to fight, it can cause a more problem than good. So JAMB has admitted, JAMB will do corrections. You understand? And then maybe even if it's to pay, but not that going as far as sue, because when you go to court and sue, a lot of things will be damaged. That is why I said we should just mellow down. Like you said, somebody committed suicide. Even in the university they do that. You get? Even at home, it happened to my friend. It happened to my friend. He was rusticated from a school because he came in with this certificate, this JAMB that has issues, and the school find out, and then they had to send me out that you came up with something, you got admission.
Does it mean that what happened to this young lady should actually be what it is?
No, I'm not saying.
Okay.
What I'm saying.
Because you're trying to make a reflection to, you've had a personal experience of somebody who committed suicide because of a similar situation like this.
His own. What he did was that he manipulated the JAMB result. Okay. So the school found that, and then they had to
he was one that manipulated the
result.
He paid somebody to print. It's not like the system was one that enabled it. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that there's a contrast. He was one who he committed an offense, and when he was caught, that is what happened.
Through the same JAMB.
But yes, obviously he did it. He committed. You can't blame that on JAMB. He committed an offense.
Let me give you what happened last year.
No, what I'm saying, you were trying to make that comparison with the young lady who committed suicide. I still have another comparison
I want to give you. The second one I want to give was a girl who claimed that she got the highest in JAMB. You get it? And they found out that actually she didn't get the highest. She went to the computer, God knows what, and do some manipulation. But JAMB didn't sue her. They could have sued her for that. She could have been but they let it go. You understand that? You remember that case?
Okay, wait.
So what else? They can go on.
Just hold on. Let me understand your train of thoughts. Somebody committed suicide because of what happened. You gave an example of your friend who did the same thing, but this time around he committed a crime. He wanted to manipulate the system. The system caught him and he committed suicide. That's on him. The system did not cause him to actually manipulate his JAMB result or whatever. The second instance you're trying to compare by saying that no one should actually sue JAMB, because there are instances like this second instance you mentioned where this person lied that she was the highest, but she was not, and JAMB did not sue her. So you're saying that people make mistakes and the organization can make mistakes too, so they should not be sued. Is that what you're saying? Yes,
it's similar to that. But what I'm trying to say is that JAMB, you get it, is trying to help the system by standardizing the system. So at the initial stage, they are having issues. But what I'm trying to say is that they have come to admit it, and it's public. You get it? Coming to admit, coming to apologize and do that, and they will do corrections. You understand what I'm saying? So I still see that as we need to give it to them for now, because if you sue them now and they have a lot of students sue them, over 3,000 students suing them, of course you want to shut down the organization, or you want them to go back to the old style in which it was easy for students to manipulate. You understand? Okay. So let us give it to them now, because for them to admit, you get it, I love somebody who comes to admit, because when you admit, that means you don't want that error to repeat itself again.
But you at this stage of JAMB, they should not be having such a thing. It's not I can't comprehend it. You have been organizing a computer-based test for a while, and you know this is a prerequisite. If parents had not called out, if these students had not said, I don't believe these results, JAMB may not have decided to investigate this. Imagine them releasing that result, they themselves not seeing that something was off. It was the parents, it was the candidates that had to start crying out before they investigated it. And now you're crying on social media, organizing a press conference. You are crying that it was glitches. You're crying. Meanwhile, a child has died. Some of these children have become psychologically devastated. This is not the time for such an error to occur. That's what we are saying.
Esther, let me clarify some things. Even when they were using manual, you have the right to call for your papers. If you believe that you did better, you have the right. Even in WAEC, even in school, you can call for your paper if you believe that no, this is not the result I got. Of course, you can call for your paper. You get it, and then they will remark it and see why it has happened. Maybe it was deliberate, or maybe it was an error. You get, even in universities they do it. In secondary school you can call for your paper. In JAMB you can do that. In WAEC you can do that. You can call for your papers. You get it. They created that because they know that there can be errors.
In a normal society, Mr. Lawal Ekundayo, Professor Ishak Oloyede is supposed to tender his resignation. I'm not asking that he should be asked, he should be sacked. In a sane climate where things are done properly. Let me give you an instance. My employer, I can't come here on this program without researching, without carrying out due diligence. Maybe I mislead, I misguide, I misinform the audience, right? And then something happens, peradventure. And then the person who employed me, I'll tell the person and be crying, I am sorry. It was a glitch. There was a mistake somewhere I didn't know. Will they give me that second chance? Wouldn't I be sacked with immediate effect? Wouldn't they even consider that maybe there was something that was wrong with me emotionally, psychologically, that did not allow me giving my 100% on the job? My employer wouldn't listen to that. He will sack me with immediate effect. So what I'm saying is that if you have such sanctions in the private sector, if you have somebody like this who has come out to admit these glitches, that it was students and parents that called this anomaly out, that they themselves didn't see when they were seeing these results, they didn't question this result, they didn't decide to wait before they released it. If they had decided to wait and notice it and then tell the students that, see, there's something wrong, we may need to rewrite or resit this examination, we apologize for the inconvenience, that is the apt professionalism from them. In a sane climate, that man should be sacked. It's not about crying, it's not about receipting. Somebody has died from this. That's what we are saying, Mr. Lawal Ekundayo. I don't know if you understand how bad things are. A lot of students stay at home because of JAMB for years. For years. They pay for tuition fee for lessons. They pay tuition fees for home lessons. They stay at home too. There is nothing they don't try to get into because of this UTME. And then when you have done all that, something like this comes up because you know your capacity. They say this is your result. If it was not a massive thing, if there was no outcry, do you know that this thing would have gone to be that this is the actual results? Do you know that?
Esther, let me tell you something. See, that is why you see. When you do your results, I mean when you take JAMB and your result comes out, you understand, they use that result to place you in universities. You get, if you are given a second chance to redo that result, you still be placed in university. Now even if the JAMB call them now to say, okay, next week come and we have set things right, come and retake the exam, you still get into the university. It doesn't change anything, you understand, because they are the one to place you in university. The law has empowered them to do the placement in university. So now there's a glitch that they said, okay, we are going to correct it, come back in 2 weeks time or in a month's time and redo the exam. And then you come and redo the exam and there was no glitch and you score your normal mark and you are placed in university. It's so simple like that. It's not that because you something like this happen, you are finished. It's not like that. You see, they release the result. You get, it doesn't affect the students getting into school. They can tell them, come next week or come in 2 weeks time. You are going to read, there will be no glitch, everything will be done. You still do the exam and then you still be placed normal. You get, that's why I'm saying that. It's not that, is it okay, let's look at INEC. You get, let me say INEC admit that, okay, like there's glitches, so they corrected it and say, okay, we want to do a rerun. Would you think Nigerians will complain? Of course there will be a rerun where there are glitches and everything will be fine and the right person that's supposed to be there will be there. It's so simple. You understand? You can do a rerun. You get, so
in the same
exam you can do the
chair Mahmoud Yakub had admitted that there were glitches after results had been announced when we were sleeping at night. After the president had raised the hand of the president.
No, I'm not talking about that.
I'm coming. Well, let's be having our thoughts be aligning progressively. Okay, so after the president his hand was lifted up and INEC has said he is the president, then after a week or 2 weeks, when Nigerians have clamored that there is something wrong, something is not proper, then you expect Mahmoud Yakub to come and eventually admit to us that there was indeed a glitch. So he will now say because of that glitch the presidential elections should be rerun, after they've given certificate of return to the president, after they've certified him that he's the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Do you think that's something that could have happened?
It could. Why not? You can do it now. That's being responsible. Esther, wait, let me tell you something. Do you know they went to court?
Okay.
They went to tribunal. So why didn't they admit in the tribunal if it happened that way? Why did they go to tribunal? Because they believe that the person that INEC declared, you get it, has not been, is still being questioned. So when you go to the purpose of tribunal,
we're trying to place this in pari passu with
yes, that's what I'm saying.
This thing that happened with JAMB, they released the result last week Friday. So let's assume on that day, that midnight, that INEC had, or rather Mahmoud Yakub had said the president won the elections. Nigerians woke up and were like, but there was a glitch. Several petitions written.
Yes.
After a week, just like now,
yes.
INEC now says we've investigated, admitted that there was a glitch. We will rerun elections in some certain places, but there's nothing we can do with the presidency.
No, they will say there's nothing we can do, because
you think that the president at that time would have agreed to drop down his certificate that they've given to him, certifying that he has won, to recontest that election.
Why not? Because according to the constitution, you get it, if the tribunal says that there should be a rerun, you get it, of course there will be a rerun. Do you know that? If the tribunal says, okay, the person you declared winner is not actually the winner, do you think it is not going to stand?
Do you know that the tribunal was still far? We're talking about, let's say, a week or 2 weeks, just like this
that's
one.
That's what I'm saying. Even a month, even a year.
And what if INEC tells you there's no fund for it?
Why will you say there is no fund for it? Do you declare it first? You say your own, and we'll see whether there is no fund. Have you not done a run in some places before?
So what would have happened to a government of the at the time? Would there have been an interim government while we redo another election, or possibly the president at the time, that is Muhammadu Buhari, would have an extension?
See, the constitution says, you get it. I mean the law. Let me say the law, because I'm not a lawyer. Don't let me go to constitution. Let me just say the law. You get it. That when you go to tribunal, you get it, you are contesting the election. Is that not it? Now if the tribunal says, okay, the person you declared winner is not the winner, what do you think will happen? Do you think the person will remain? That means the certificate will be withdrawn, and then there will be a election. Is that not what supposed to happen?
At this stage of will I say advancement, I don't think that Nigeria is still in its primitive stage, although some things that are happening is still primitive. Do we give excuses for incompetency?
See, there is
no room for anybody who is given a portfolio. You will have no right to be inadequate. That examination is a very sensitive examination. It determines the future. What I am trying to say. In 2 weeks' time,
you redo the exam and you still be placed in university. What's big about that?
Okay.
What about people who have? Do you know how many times I did my YA? Do you know how many times I did JAMB? In my first JAMB, I scored. I got admission. I didn't score my YA.
It was not the system. You just did not meet the cutoff mark. So in that particular instance, you did not meet the cutoff mark.
Do you know in before?
Mr. Lawal Ekundayo, what I'm saying is that you did not meet the cutoff mark. That was why you resat and resat.
Do you know that in some universities, in some higher institution, you get it, if you fail a course, they give you opportunity to rewrite it at some point
because you failed. Yes.
Now wait, do you know that when you rewrite it, it doesn't affect your year? It doesn't make you, it doesn't give you extra year. Do you know that? Do you know they do that? Some do that. It doesn't give you extra year. What I'm saying is that JAMB is the one that placed people in our institutions. They have not placed as of now. They brought out this course. This course is what they will use to place. Now they have not done the placement. They said, okay, we found that there are glitches. Come and redo the exam, and then we'll do the proper before we do the placement. It's so simple. Then you come and redo the exam. It's all. People miss their flights now. Is it every time you must sue?
You're trying to say that we should understand inadequacies. We should give excuses for inadequacy. It's not minor, Mr. Lawal Ekundayo. It's not minor. That's what you are not getting. It's not. It should not be a common.
Why is it not minor?
No, Mr. Lawal, it should not be a common thing.
I'm not saying common.
Mediocrity should not be a span for living. It should not be a talisman for a country that intends to progress.
I mean, I don't see how this affects progress.
Mr. Lawal Ekundayo, all I am saying is that if you have ministers, if you have persons placed in certain institutions falling short of the portfolio that they're given, they should step down.
How does
They
it fall
should
short?
resign. I'm speaking of insecurity. I'm speaking of education.
Let's focus on JAMB.
No. This is part of the mediocrity in the system. That is why
JAMB
you're
is
saying,
different.
Mr. Lawal, that is why you're saying an excuse should be given.
I am not. See, you are
No, I am
misinterpreting.
not. You're saying that we can miss flights. We're saying this is a common issue. Thank God he has come
I
out
didn't
to
say
admit
it's a common issue. Listen to me very well. Listen very well. Listen. You get JAMB is the one that places students in higher institutions. The law empower them to do that. They are the one that places it. Okay, you are going to University of Kinniko, you are going to College of Education, you are going to Polytechnic. They the one decide. They decide it based on the scores you have. Every year they do it. Now, you did JAMB. That result you scored is the one they will use to place you, and then you come and complain that no, this is not my scores. And then they look at it. I said, oh, truly, it is not your scores. We apologize. We will do the correction. Wait, listen to me. Let me finish what I'm saying. They said, this is an error. We apologize. Come back in 2 weeks' time and redo the exam. You understand what I'm saying? Now, they have not done the placement. It's still the same university. Listen, it's still the same year.
Mr.
You are going to go.
Do you know where some students reside and where their JAMB centers are? Do you know part of the issues that these students complained about last week or 2 weeks ago, Saturday, when they were writing these exams? Their JAMB centers were very far. They asked them to get to their place to leave as early as 6 a.m. Some of them were coming from other states to get to their center on time. Do you know the stress? Do you know the mental compartmentalization you have to go through to sit for an examination? Do you know it's the same rigorosity the students have to go through for these 397,000 and something students that would have to receive this JAMB? I don't think you understand the severity of the situation. We're not just speaking about the fact that he has come out here to shed tears, to apologize and admit that yes, there was a glitch. We are saying that from the very onset, the mannerism, the conduct, the way this exam was actually conducted and the process, especially on the students, was wrong. Number two, if they were professionals enough, they would have seen that when they saw this result, if they had looked at it themselves, they would have questioned how this result are the way it is compared to the way it was last year. They themselves would have been able to notice something was wrong before they released the results. That's what I'm saying. This student that committed suicide wouldn't have committed suicide. No, are you saying that one life is not important?
I am not saying that.
One future, one generation. That is a generation there that died, Mr. Lawal. What I'm trying to say is that the system has enabled inadequacy for so long. We may think this is a periphery, but it is transmitting to every other sector, Mr. Lawal. I am in this state because I am so sad that the Nigerian Senate, the National Assembly, sat today. No 1 minute silence given for the brutal killing of our soldiers in Mate by Boko Haram. Have you seen the videos? Did you even see one of them that was kept in a bag? Mr. Lawal, I really don't want to cry. I don't want to get emotional. And I don't want it to seem like we're trying to emotionalize and politicize the whole thing. I am a Nigerian. And I want my country to be better. We cannot enable inadequacy. We cannot continue to contain redundancy. We cannot use politics to overshadow incompetency, to enable incompetency. That's what I am saying. This is how it starts. Why is it that you have a minister of power, there is no power generation? He's still the minister of power. He has not resigned. What happened with JAMB? He's supposed to resign. You have shown that you're not capable. Insecurity, the National Security Advisor, the Chief of Nigerian Military, the Nigerian Air Force, all of them currently here, they're supposed to resign without anybody sacking them. If the president promised us to bring in professionals, technocrats, people who know what to do, this is the second half of your administration and you are seeing what is happening and you still enable it. It's transmitting to every sector of Nigeria. There is a problem and we are glossing over it. That is the issue, Mr. Lawal Ekundayo.
Do you know the difference between these people you mentioned and JAMB, the JAMB registrar, I'll tell you the difference. Let me clarify some things to you. There's a difference between somebody admitting an error and making corrections, you get it, without delay. Okay. And there are people who give excuses and continue what they are doing. These are two different things. They are two different things. You get somebody, even in developed country, there are glitches here and the occasional, even sometimes in their election, you get it, and there are corrections and they continue because people come out to admit and fix the problem. A good leader, you get it, is ready to fix the problem. It doesn't come with excuses. It comes with responsibilities. Accept responsibilities, make corrections, and move forward. When the problem continues, that is why you say, no, you did it once, you did it second time, the third time, that means you cannot fix it, you should resign. You get, but you come up, there's an error, and you correct it, and everything is fine. Everything is fine. I don't see any big issue about that. You get, yesterday we were talking, I told you something about giving orders in forces. Even it happens in police. If a policeman wants to shoot and his superior says don't shoot, even if he says go ahead and shoot, he will do it. If he says don't shoot, he can't do, because if you did it, that is insubordination. You get it? Disobedience of orders. They don't care whether you did it right or not. The guy that shot when Trump was about to be assassinated, he was shot at. The sniper that took down the guy that shot Trump, he was fired immediately because his boss told him not to shoot. Do you know that? Now, this one, you get it, has been going on, and we are having excuses in government. You understand? This thing has been going on and on and on, and the government is giving us excuses these days and every day. That is why Nigerians are complaining. It's not because there's an error, you fix it. That's not why we are complaining. No. We are complaining because the error continue, and they keep giving us excuses as if there was no error, everything is fine. The government will give a marching order today, the president will command them to go and do this, and everything will happen. Look at the one that happened in that Borno. There is a picture, there is a video where the soldiers show what happened in that barracks. See how big that barracks is. They show the video of dead soldiers. Where are the videos of the pictures of the bandits that were killed when the soldiers engaged the bandits when they came to attack them? Did you see any video of those of any bandits? You only saw videos of soldiers being killed in the barracks. The question is, did the soldiers not did they not retaliate? Because when the bandits come and they are shooting, the soldiers have to retaliate. You get it? You want to tell me when you retaliate, you did not kill any one single bandit? These are questions we need to ask.
The Human Rights Association of Nigeria, they are berating the federal government over the planned international press conference in London by top officials of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. Via a press conference which was issued on Tuesday, the group described the endeavor as a wasteful and insensitive public relations stunt in the face of worsening economic hardship at home. According to reports, Ministers Nyesom Wike, the FCT Minister, Dave Umahi, Minister of Works, Bumi Tunji-Ojo, Interior, and others are scheduled to travel to the United Kingdom to showcase President Bola Tinubu's legacy projects at an international media briefing coordinated by Bode Adeyemi, Project Internal Coordinator of the President Bola Tinubu Midterm Legacy Projects Review Committee. Alright, Huiruwa argued that it was disgraceful that ministers who have failed to deliver results to the Nigerian people are now flying to London to tell foreigners tales of imaginary achievement. The group slammed the planned event as a propaganda-driven tour. My question is, why do the ministers need to travel to London to eschew all in the 2 years of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, all that they have been able to do? Why can't you organize a press conference here and tell us precisely the achievement of this administration? Why go all the way to London?
It's funny because I'm laughing, but I'm not happy. You get it? It's just that it makes me laugh, but I'm not happy about it. You understand? Because the story they give over there is different from what is happening in Nigeria. That is why they go over there. Because if they are in Nigeria, we know that there's nothing to show. There's really nothing to show. You get it? But when they are over there, they can tell them so many things because they are not in Nigeria.
So their aim is to please the international community and not the people that they are governing.
As in, they want to sell. They just want to sell. They want to market. They are marketing themselves. You understand? They are marketing themselves so that those ones, because the cry of Nigerians have gone up to international ears, and they want to that place, they want to go to that place and sing a new song for those people. That's why you see them going there. It's like somebody carrying a speaker closer to your ears, you get it, and be speaking one word. You not hear the one that is coming from outside. That's what they are just doing. You get what because I don't know what I'm going to say about that. That's why you see the Borno attack. It's all over the internet. I mean the social media. Everybody say, you know, we hear me. So they have to go there and try to see how they can repaint, you know, their image. You get it. That's why you see them going there.
Mr. Lawal,
you see how many times do you see Trump coming down to Africa to tell America what they are doing in Africa?
Because of criticizing the government of the day and the supposed shadow government that was talked about by Pat Utomi, or suggested by Pat Utomi, where he mentioned key elements or key persons that will occupy certain positions. The DSS has filed a lawsuit against him over his plan to establish a shadow government in Nigeria. In fact, in the filing, the DSS argued that Utomi's actions are unconstitutional and pose a threat to national security and democratic governance. According to the court document submitted by a legal team led by Akinlolu Kainde, the DSS contends that the proposed shadow government, if allowed to exist, could incite political unrest, increase intergroup tensions, and encourage separatist groups to form similar unrecognized structures. Are we not having separatist groups from a kind of system, especially in the north, in the northwest, and in the northeast? You saw what transpired lately. These individuals have taken over some local government or some communities. I'm not saying the Nigerian military is not trying in their stride to curtail the infiltration of these elements, but they seem to be handicapped or overwhelmed. I don't know if it has to do with the intelligence gathering. I don't know if it has to do with the strategy. I don't know if there is a mole. We don't know exactly what is happening, or if it is a plan to destabilize the government of the day. Certain elements who want to destabilize the government of the day. But what is the difference between what Boko Haram is doing and you not actually taking it out on them as you can? Because when they get some of them, they rehabilitate them, they reintegrate them. You don't kill them on sight. You rehabilitate them and reintegrate them. There's a program to help them, right? So if that is the case, why sue Pat Utomi? Why not ask him precisely what was the modus for you saying that there is going to be a formation of a shadow government?
See, if it is easy, maybe they are working on it. You get it. If it is possible for them to sue Peter Obi for keeping quiet, they will do that. Are you with me?
Okay.
If it is easy for them, if you know it's very easy for, you know, maybe they are working on, who knows, to sue Obi for not speaking. That we've been talking all this while that you are not speaking. We are suing you for not speaking. You get it? For not talking. That's why we have been, you know, criticizing. We don't even know who is the opposition, whether the government is the opposition. No, you get it? Because I don't know. Each time they will be attacking somebody who is talking. That is what is happening. Because when you say shadow government, even when I went to study it, what shadow government, it doesn't really, it has nothing. It's not different from the same usual opposition group. That's what make up constitution. I mean something like what makes up a democracy. Without opposition, there is no democracy. That's why you see people being voted in, people being voted out, people voted in, voted out. It's opposition that is doing it. People will weigh you, people will speak, you are doing well, you are not doing. If you say you are not doing well, people will want to check what you are doing and see whether it is true or not. So it's normal. That shadow government is just a name. It's a usual opposition. You get it? That is going on all over the place. That's why they are shutting down oppositions. Every now and then, Labour is having crisis, PDP is having crisis, this party is having crisis, and nobody is talking, except some few, like maybe Chowore talking sometimes.
Let's take a listen to Bello El Rufai yesterday when they were talking at the Nigerian Senate concerning their grievance or their grouse with the rotational presidency. Let's take a listen to him.
Yes, legislator just stated. Nigeria has over 400 different ethnicities. According to some studies, even more. My issue with this is the constitutional aspect. I think once eligible, regardless of the zone you are from, you are entitled to run for president if you feel qualified, or vice president. That's point one. So does that infringe on the constitutional right of a candidate or a citizen to participate in a democracy? Now, Mr. Speaker, this is also important because Honorable Clement's point about tackling an injustice is true. it is quite clear to those that want to know that as long as certain people from certain area in this country do not have the equal opportunity or do not feel what it is to be president, there will continue to be this mistrust and a sense of injustice. That is without a doubt. And while democracy is fair, it's simply the best option we have, but not the fairest. So there are certain regions that by population are at an advantage. So while not asking we discard this, I think it needs to take a lot of introspection. Maya Born over there made a point. If you take this to the North Central side, who will it be for? Is it the Nupe people, the brilliant Ibibio people, the Igala people? In my little experience in Nigeria, whenever you do this, every tribe in every state will also come out and say it's their turn. Merit prevails, sir. I think part of the reason why this sense of injustice continues to go on is because of the failure of governance, the failure of social equity. So, Mr. Speaker, I implore that we do not set a dangerous precedent and put it in the Constitution without due diligence, which I'm sure the Constitutional Review Committee will do so. But while it tackles injustice, I must agree with the previous speaker. This could really set us back. And finally, unfortunately, we are but human beings. What happens in the event of death? May God bless the soul of President Umar Musa Yar'Adua. But I guess he passed away at a time when it was quote unquote the time of the North. And the vice president comes in. Is it actually fair to ask a vice president to step down in the event of the unfortunate occurring? I think we should still adhere to good governance and provide our people. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Oshaba.
So this was the conversation yesterday at the Senate while the Nigerian soldiers were being murdered, while the situation and the groaning and cry from Nigerians about the insecurity in the country were being discussed. They were discussing rotational presidency, and they mooted the idea. The speaker, the deputy speaker of the House of Rep, Benjamin Kalu, was the one who brought up that motion. But a lot of Nigerians actually feel that if you're doing rotational presidency, it may take 60 or 70 years for one particular ethnic group, if you're looking for it from the southeast, to actually emerge. And that at some point, other ethnic groups will say it is our turn. So if you have 774 ethnic groups, that means that 774 representatives need to have a turn to vie to become the president, whether the individual is competent or not. So would you say that they did well by mooting the rotational presidency bill, by mooting it?
Yes.
They did well?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take your reactions. It's 80 minutes gone past the hour of 8 o'clock. I really wanted us to open the phone lines earlier, but it was imperative that the premise was literally properly established. I was really not happy with the fact that the Nigerian Senate is still lackadaisical and nonchalant in their disposition to the state of insecurity in the country. Once again, Nigerians have to look for a way to protect themselves. 080-3692-9933, that's the number to call. And the WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. 0817-1756-338. Austin, please, can I have the phone? 080-3692-9933. That's the number. And the WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. I'll start from WhatsApp until I'm able to get the phone from Austin. In the meantime, I have a caller already. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello, good evening. How are you? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello, Esther.
Yes, good evening. How are you? All right, welcome to the program. What's your name and where are you calling us from, please?
This is Remy.
All right, Remy.
All
right, Remy, please go ahead.
Greetings to your guests.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I beg to differ with you regarding the issue of JAMB.
With me?
No, it's me.
No, Mr. Kundayo.
Oh, okay.
And I like the fact that Esther was able to puncture some of your arguments, because we were trying to compare, without respect, you are comparing tomato and potato. the issue of your friend who falsified the result, and with the issue on ground, I don't know why you are trying to make a case for JAMB. You said they apologize. Hope you know apologies. There are times for apology. If JAMB had waited for this long for someone to commit suicide before admitting, no amount of tears can change that mediocrity. We shouldn't celebrate mediocrity because they now admitted. When? At what point? It matters. You can't apologize when things had gone wrong.
Within 2 weeks, sir.
Within 2 weeks. A minute is too much. You are telling me they don't have a system to know they had issue with the system. Then if it took them 2 weeks to know, then it means they are not capable enough. It has shown that JAMB, under this administration, it's only revenue making machine. All they come out to tell us they made this, they made that. For the past 3 years, they've been telling us they made money. Was that why JAMB was created? JAMB is now centered around money making revenue. That is what JAMB is all about now. So you're trying to make a case for Mr. Ishaq. At what point because the context of this discussion is JAMB had issue. Not whether students were that is another discussion entirely. Whether the student no longer that's another discussion entirely. If you want to talk about that, discuss that. But what led to that mass failure? This is not the first time students are failing, yes. But something happened about this particular JAMB this year. And people knew that from onset. But for JAMB to have waited for 2 weeks, okay, we heard about the girl who died. How about some cases we never get to hear about? Supposing that issue never came to light, or some other reason was given for that girl's death, would we be here today discussing the girl's death? I don't know why you're making a case for JAMB that at least maybe he came out to apologize. At what point? Like Esther said, if this was a Senate climb, we won't be here even discussing this. He would have resigned. He shouldn't be coming and be crying, shedding crocodile tears. That is a psyop. We shouldn't use that. Look at what happened now. People had to sue JAMB, and someone had to commit suicide before he had to come out and apologize. So the timing of that apology, we all understood the game. So you have to wait for something to happen for him to admit that there was an error. And you're using that to compare that of Yakubu. These are two different things because NX never came out to apologize and know that that makes Ishaq Oloye, that was his name, a better person. No. This is a system. Everybody knew from onset, and people were singing the same song. There was an error with this system. JAMB never admitted. They sent out their Hallelujah boys to come and online, most especially the APC wing. We also what they were talking about until this man came to apologize now. Okay, are they going to retract all they said about students being unserious? That wasn't the discussion. They were trying to grade trip the students, of which they had a faulty system.
It's really sad. It's really
now
sad.
He came out to admit.
It's really sad. The supporters don't even try to be objective sometimes. That's another issue.
Boys now. They are some will call you now and put up illogical discussion. They do that. We know the Hallelujah boys, both online and offline. Good evening, Esther.
Good evening. Thank you so much for calling. All right, I think we'll have to do WhatsApp. Austin is not paying attention to me right now with the phone, so we'll have to do with the WhatsApp. Austin, are you there? Please help me with the phone. If you're not there, then let's do the WhatsApp. 0817-1756-338. 0817-1756-338. So we'll have to do with the WhatsApp, so you have to call the WhatsApp line. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Esther.
Good evening, sir. What's your name, please?
Yes, this is Dayo from Lagos.
All right, Mr. Dayo, please go ahead.
Ekun Dayo, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Of course, I can hear you very well. I'm responding. I'm here.
I follow what your last caller said concerning the country. You will have resigned.
Mr. Adedayo, your line, your connection is very poor. All right, trying to call back. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely.
My name is Ugo from Ajogolo.
All right, Ugo, please go ahead.
Yes, please. not be offended though, but the truth is, this on even the previous shows that the previous shows that Mr. Ekudai have come attended here, I would say you might not agree, but I don't think Mr. Ekudai have any business with VOP, because his pattern of analysis is different from the agenda of VOP. It doesn't match the way and pattern at which VOP follows. It's sometimes we don't really understand the pattern and the way he's going, which is what you understand. Like whether we would say he's working for the government, you don't have to be like
he's not working for the government.
You are the first person to say this.
He's not working for the government.
I know it's
maybe there are ways that you mean he puts his words across that you may not understand, but he's not working for the government.
He's the first person to say this.
He can give his own perception.
His words are different. His words are totally different from. I don't know.
Are you saying that maybe you try to have a grip?
I'm not judging based on today.
Okay. What is what's your response to the conversation we had, please?
No, I am not judging based on today.
Okay.
I'm not judging based on today.
No, we are talking about today.
Listening to what he has always said.
Okay, he said
most times I'm trying to. Do you know that most times I would even say it is even better that Esther is even running the show, or I don't even understand what I'm trying to understand what he's trying to say. Please, I know what I'm saying. I know people know what I'm saying.
Okay. Respond to this one.
With the question, the thing is, you may not align with his train of thought, but he has a couple of persons who align with his train of thought. Sometimes, okay? So, however, thank you for your observation. Mr. Lawa is not working for any government. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name, please?
This is ACN from Amodo.
ACN, your name. All right, well done, sir. How are you?
Yes, I'm glad you are much more happy with today.
I'm not happy. Initially, I wasn't happy, but I've calmed down.
All right. Good evening to Mr. Kundayo.
Good evening, sir.
Evening. Mr. Kundayo, let me be the first to defend you that I actually don't think you are working for the government. But the truth is that your position on the issue of the dam today, it's quite disappointing, I must tell you.
ACN, you better call us back.
People fail to understand objectivity. You're always subjective when you are arguing.
Okay. Hello, good evening. How are you, sir?
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, Esther.
Sir.
I know, calm down. Don't put yourself too much pressure. I'm on the road.
I don't calm down.
See,
don't calm down.
Concerning Mr. Kundayo, no matter what they say, I can even pay. He's not working for the government.
Obviously,
yes, some people misunderstood him.
Yes.
Fine. That's not why I called. He's not working for the government.
Okay.
So why I'm calling concerning JAMB?
Yes.
If presently JAMB said they've apologized, they did this. Why, even if they are apologizing,
and he shed tears. Remember, he cried.
Why are they releasing results or releasing the highest scorer when they are writing another exam? They will wait for the whole exam to be done before they can release the highest scorer or whatever they put. That's number one. Secondly, this jump of a team, if this exam now they did that the result out according to them, it's not as if they are getting admission this month, it's not as if they are getting admission next month. It's something that is November, December.
Thank you.
That's
what stop them if in a center like, okay, this center has 2,000 students writing exam in a center, okay, because of the crowd or because of the glitch according to what they said, why can't they make it okay in this week or this month? Let them do 1,000 or 500, split it in 2 or 3 weeks. Must they do it at the same time 2 weeks? Because this is what I was doing. This was my job before I left that business. Are you hearing me? If you are trying to give them advice or give them idea of how to do this thing, now if you don't get where they on top of office, they go say carry the idea, give my brother, my cousin, my relative, we don't know anything. That's anything. So this thing is just like I don't know why did they do the whole exam in 2 weeks when they know there is glitch? The exam that is taking place, the admission that is taking place in November, December this year, not that it's next month or not that it's next week. Why did they release all the exam and do the exam under 2 weeks? That's where my anger is.
All right,
Are you hearing me? That's my anger because this thing is not proper at all.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you so much. I'm waiting for Austin to give me phone. I've been calling him. I've asked Mr. Is he there? I've asked Mr. Lawal Kundaya to bring him for me. I've been asking for phone since. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, good evening, sir. What's your name, please?
Yeah, good evening.
What's your name?
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir. What's your name, please?
Yeah, my name is Samuel. I'm calling from Shasha.
All right, Samuel, can you speak louder? Or put your earpiece, your whatever
Okay,
close your mouth here.
I just want to make my contribution as regards to the JAM saga. So I just want, first and foremost, we need to take it easy. I know we are so very emotional about the misconduct of JAM, but I think it will be so very, very wrong for people to, say that your guest there is working for APC. If you've been an ardent listener of VOP, you know that he's always for the people. Fine. He might not be saying the thing every day that suits your narration, but we just need to take it very, very easy. And for JAM, my contribution is I just feel the whole thing there has been compromised. If they are not ready to be very, very transparent in all what they are doing, open to accountability and probing, then there's no need for those things. You should just grab it.
All right.
So that's that.
Thank you very much. All right. Hello. Good evening. How are you? Hello. Yes, good evening, sir. Thank you. Austin has finally given me the phone, so you can call him through the phone. Hi. All right. Okay, please go ahead. I can hear you. Thank you so much. I can hear you, sir. Go ahead, sir. I can hear you. Aye. Network. Oh, Austin, don't give me phone now. I know they hear me. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. Turn down the volume of your radio, please. How are you? What's your name? Good evening, sir. What's your name?
Hello.
I can hear you, sir. Go ahead. What's your name?
Okay. I want to speak concerning this zone. The house.
Okay.
House of Reps, they are not in union. In fact, I don't like the rotation because it is.
Okay, the rotational presidency, right?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. Honestly, it's all about the peace political zone. It's not through the explanation of what that rep member was saying. It's different from what the peace political zone. If it is the South zone, there must be somebody at South that will lead the mountain. If it is the South, there must be somebody out there. So every other region should support whoever the region is all selected to be their representative. So the explanation of that young man is different from that the speaker, the deputy speaker's motion.
Okay.
That's all about.
All right, thank you very much. 08036929933. That's the number to call. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yes, good evening, sir. How are you, sir?
Hello, good evening.
I can hear you. What is your name, please? Go ahead.
My name is Frank, calling from Nigeria.
Where are you? You seem you can't. All right, please go to a less noisy place when you want to call on the program, all right? Hello, good evening. How are you? Good evening. How are you? Hello? Good evening. How are you? Can you hear me? This person is very low. Hello? Your line is very low. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello.
Yes, good evening. What's your name, please?
Good evening. My name is Mike.
Mike, what's your location, Mike?
Agbara Estate.
All right, Mike, please go ahead.
Thank you for a nice job. I want to thank also the guy in the studio there with you.
Mr. Lawal.
Continue to bless you.
All right, thank you very much.
When we are saying like this, that if you cross over to the other party, your sins are forgiven. Is it not the same thing we are saying, that we are all past association of past criminals? Number two, this JAM issue, how will they select the people now? How will they know the people that did well and the people that did not do well? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That's true, because JAM did not say it's everyone that is resitting for the exams, but about 397,000. So that where the glitch was experienced or so. And how do you know the person that got the highest? It was not the glitch that supposedly manipulated it. I don't know if you understand what I'm.
See, I'm not exonerating JAM.
No, we're not speaking about. I'm speaking on what the caller just said. Now, obviously, you're not exonerating them. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello.
I'm fine.
Good evening, sir. What's your name? Akpanodo. Nice name. Location, please.
Thank you.
Hello.
I want to talk about.
Mr. Akpanodo, can you turn off your radio?
Okay, ma.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
I want to talk about Medugri Barrack that
Imate.
Boko Haram
Okay.
kill those army and go away with our ammunition. Why can't the government give the army go ahead whenever something like that happens, that they should retaliate, should not wait for any order?
Mr. Panudo.
Hello?
Okay, continue, sir.
I don't support that kind of order. Somebody come to fight you for your house, you wait until they give you order. It's not fair now. See those army, they don't destroy their lives and waste everything.
All right, thank you very much. I think he's referring to the conversation we had yesterday, but they were ambushed. The military men were ambushed.
But did they not retaliate? Was there no? That's what he's saying.
It seems they were taken out of surprise.
Well,
because
you can't do that.
It's not possible. The way it happened there.
See, it's not possible. They can't attack a whole big barracks like that from all circumference. It's not. So, and you tell me they are not retaliating. They must retaliate. You can't tell me that they just bomb them at what Boa like that. Is it an atomic bomb?
It wasn't even bombed.
They were firing.
They took them out. We saw.
No, I'm telling you how they overpowered that barracks. What I'm saying. How can you You want to tell me you didn't shoot back? You want to tell me you didn't kill any of those bandits? There was no retaliation. That's what the man was saying, that they don't need to be giving orders before they retaliate. But there's a commanding officer there now. They should ask that commanding officer what happened. They should ask people and investigate.
Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello. This network is poor. Hello, good evening. How are you? Good evening. What's your name, please?
My name is Jeff.
JF.
JEWF. Jeff.
Jeff. Okay. All right, Jeff. What's your location?
I'm calling from Ikeja.
All right, Jeff. Please go ahead.
I just want to beg to differ with Mr. Ekundayo this evening. I've been listening to your program for a very long time now, and just today, I do not agree with him. He's been top notch all this while.
Yeah.
But today, no. Coming from the way you put it anyway, because before these kids had to locate their center,
yes,
it took effort, you know, both from the parents and also the kids. And we had to wait for 2 weeks. Come on. And you're now coming to cry. Who cares about your tears? Come on. What's the meaning of that? Coming to cry and saying that, come on, it's not. Yeah, we know there are glitches, but then if a glitch is more than an hour or a day, is that is like coming from a mistake from your past. So you've admitted your mistake. Why not resign? You're not fit for the job. You know? And thank God for social media. We won't have seen what's going on in Borno State. The killing is just too much. And you also thank God for you guys also, because you keep us up to date. So just keep up the good work. I'm stuck under your place. Today is not just your day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. All right. We that's why we're educating ourselves. We may not agree with anything that is thrown out here. But I think what you're trying to say, Mr. Lawa Ekundayo, is that maybe this is the first time it's happening, and thank God they came out to eventually admit that there was a glitch. What if they had not admitted?
See, do you remember the protest against Jonathan?
Yes, Occupy Nigeria protest.
Do you remember that protest? We wanted a new one to take over from Jonathan, because Jonathan wasn't doing well.
That was how Buhari.
But see what took over now. See, so it's even worse than that.
So what is your context?
What I'm saying is that for somebody, you get it, to admit, I'm not saying they have done well, I was even one of those who went against them. You get collecting evidences and here and there from students here and I got whatever they had to say. I'm piling up that. But what I'm saying is this, that JAMB, you get it, admitted his error and he's ready to correct it immediately.
That's what they're going to receive.
Yes, coming up publicly, international, to make an apology. Do you know how big that is? Have you heard anything from the Borno commandant that is commanding that barracks since? Do you hear anything from the military or the government?
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Yeah, Esther.
Sir, how are you, sir?
Yeah, Chooks calling from Aja.
All right, Chooks.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like your name is not really Chooks? But go ahead.
Madam, Mr. Kundayo.
I'm with you, sir.
Hello?
We can hear you, sir.
I hope you are not writing JAMB in that studio. You are under pressure. Really, let me tell you the truth of the matter. On a lighter mood, Esther, let me still come out. Let me tell you, there is nobody that is above mistake.
Yeah.
Anybody can make mistake. You said if you make a mistake, VOP must have shown you the way out. I want to tell you that. Let me just give you an example of one mistake you made. I think yesterday. Yes. They told you that when the army people are on the battlefield, even if they want to kill them, they must go and confirm, go and check and fact check. If they do not receive order from their superior,
they can't fight back.
Either to shoot or to run, they cannot fight back. That is just one of the mistakes, and you are corrected. And I thank you because you took that correction. So anybody is, and let me tell you, the shedding tears of a professor might not necessarily be because of the mistake due to him as a person. You know, these things are so all-encompassing. He's working for a particular government. Do you understand? I'm not saying he should do the dictates at the expense of the education of the children. But at the same time, there are some provisions that may not come his way at that right time. And especially in life is involved. Maybe because of that life is even what is making him to shed tears. Because he is a father. And at the same time, the logistics of JAMB. Let me give you an example. My daughter wrote the JAMB. I went about 2 weeks before JAMB to locate the particular seat that girl was going to. The day we were going, it was so rainy. But because I've known that location before time, I went straight to that place. And thank God, the girl is doing well in the university now. So the logistics, which how many centers can you man? That is, even you want to compare it with all these polling booths, look at when they are carrying ballot papers across water, some will fall inside water. You want to say, Yakubu, that is the reason why he has his own fault. No, so nobody is defending all their flaws. Who will defend any flaw of the government that the whole army of the country, the insurgent overall, we have not even seen any attitude from them to do, cut away how many, and they see the inhuman way they killed our some husbands, some fathers.
All right, thank you, Chooks. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much for calling. All right. Okay, 08036929933. We're getting calls on WhatsApp. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello?
Hello.
Turn down the volume of your radio. I said turn down volume. I didn't say you should cut the call. Or... Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello,
sir, good evening, sir. What's your name?
My name is Tony. I'm calling from the US.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
This job. Don't mind that just pledges. I know from one state, somebody that fought it damages. When the other jam register was charged, I know what the man did. I know from one state, the man will pay. No matter the decision you want, you don't know what the blessing that was there before it's paid. But you get here. You see the day you have been living down. You know what you think, forget about it. That he was there. He's the one that got a lot of damage to the soldiers. I know the man will pay. whatever you give will surely come to you. The man is not cooking. That is the result that you were seeing today. So how can you say you know it's maybe due to the poor failure or it's not arena from the beginning. You know what he's doing? I don't trust the man. The man is working for somebody else. Thank you. That's
of course, he's working for Nigeria now. Is it not? Is a public
Thank you for
worker?
the public servant.
So he's working for Nigeria.
Okay. Hello. Good evening. How are you? Hello. 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 All right. Hello. Good evening. I've been saying hello. Hello. Good evening. What's your name?
Good evening, Esther.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
My name is Chinedu. I'm calling from Abulado.
All right, Mr. Chinedu, please go ahead, sir.
Can you hear me?
Mr. Chinedu, please go ahead. I can hear you.
Okay, Mr. Kundayo, good evening, sir.
Yeah, evening, sir.
Thank you. I really want to say, if everybody is against you, you have one supporter. I am solidly behind you.
Thank you, sir.
Everybody is not against Mr. Lawal Kundayo.
If the whole Nigeria is against him, I'm solidly behind him. Because Esther, you just gave an illustration. If you misinformed the society or misled the society, if your boss or your employer will not fire you with the sack letter immediately, the boss, the JAMB registrar, somebody employed him. Where is his employer? I'm asking a question. Where is his employer? Why have they not said something about him? Maybe firing him or maybe sacking him. Why has his employer kept quiet? So he didn't put himself in that office. I'm not supporting what they did. They did a very big mistake. Yes, they made a very big mistake. But somebody says yes, or he answers yes to somebody. That's what I mean. God, that says that he apologized, then want to make amends for his mistakes and all the rest of them. Should be given a little time, even though that damages, costs some maybe very big damages and all the rest of them. Should be given a little time to make amends of all the mistakes that they made, and not to crucify him. Because I believe that somebody employed him, and that employer has not said anything about him. That's all I have to say.
All right, Mr. Chinedu, thank you very much. Thank you. 08036929933. Then we'll take some messages right about now. We need to read out messages. 08036929933. Okay, hello. Good evening. How are you? Hello. Turn down the volume of your radio, please.
Esther,
good evening, sir. How are you?
Yeah, this is John Legend calling.
All right, John Legend, please go ahead.
Yeah, I somehow support Mr. Ekundayo somehow, but in some places I didn't support him. Because number one is this: so many mistakes have been done in this country. Most of all these things, there is problem. Even from the military, there is problem. Even from the custom, there is problem. From the education, there is problem. From the health, there is problem. Can you tell me one organization that is working in Nigeria, if it is not a Senate and the House of Assembly and the corruption himself that are working? Is there another thing that is working in this country? Because number one is this: the deed has already been done. Likewise, what this guy just said now. Who employed this man? Did they come up and say what you did is wrong? Nobody said anything. Before you know it tomorrow, the same man that do this thing, they will make him INEC chairman. Is it not what is working in Nigeria? Before you know tomorrow, they will compensate him with all this thing he did now with another post. Which others that are commissioners and that they have baggages in their skeleton in their cupboard. So what is there is this: the man he's not even supposed to stay there for one day. If it is a working country, if it's in America, he cannot give this excuse. Thank you.
All right, thank you, John Legend. I would like to take messages right about now. So if you're calling and I don't take your call, I sincerely do apologize. Let me start this evening from YouTube. So on YouTube, Ebenezer Godson, Nigeria is great. Amen. Ebenezer, not me. Igwebu Neka, Esther, it's so sad seeing the corpses of these guys. I wept honestly because seeing able-bodied guys lying down in the pool of blood. May God come to our rescue. Obed Oji, our military been doing exceedingly well in peacekeeping missions all over the world. I was involved. A senior officer of Nigeria is the head of Gambia military at a time. The government doesn't want this. Chigozie Joseph Ojima, Esther, Nigeria should get their country from these selfish politicians. All right. Tracy Jalcopin, VOP, try testing Mr. Lawal mic before he speaks. You guys keep making the same mistakes every time. We've been able to rectify it. Tracy, thank you.
Mistake.
Uche Chibo, Queen Esther, there is glitch on your station. Tracy Jacopin, there is always glitches on your station. Please elevate the standard. Thank you. JP, sir, what are you saying this evening? Nah, this is okay. JP, they're not happy with what you said earlier. This man, okay. Tochukwu Adele, good evening. JAM isn't a profit center, but it's a cost center to the federal government. Coming to perform by taxing students to generating revenue is absurd. Okay, the man, Professor Oloyede, shouldn't wait until fired. He should resign. Tochukwu Adele, by coming to generate revenues to corrupt the minds of the pupils and candidates by diverting their concentration from studying to being money conscious. It's the huge expenses incurred that's the problem. Temitope, stop giving excuses for JAM incompetence. Clarity, okay, nobleman. Okay. Mike Achibang, good evening, Esther. Mr. Ekundayo, argument regarding JAM, follow. The registrar of JAM should resign. If the JAM registrar is the one the parents and Nigerians want to use as scapegoat, okay? Wachuku Esther Wachuku, Mr. Ekundayo is not flowing. All right. Geomart, God bless MNK. Okay, wow. Ayorinde Olawale, I'm still lost as to why the government is silent over the gruesome attack of the barrack at Borno State. It's a pity how this government is hiding what is not hidden at all. All right, little mistakes. Mr. Ekundaya, I respect you, but today's opinion is different from your normal views. Okay, Mr. Ekundaya's view is based on the fact that students don't read anymore. I understand you, sir. Andrews Akwenyi, my friend. All right, I think this is all we have on YouTube. So let's go on to WhatsApp. Okay, Esther, good evening. Thank you. Mr. Lawal, good evening. I agree completely with what Mr. Lawal is saying, but I can see that you, Esther, seem to misunderstand him. For the fact that he said he has come out to agree that there was a technical glitch in the process, the JAM man should be commended. Coming out to accept responsibility by JAM is highly commendable for me. No system is completely error-free, especially when it comes to using computer and internet for exams. Esther, remember that a few years ago, Toyota company made a recall of vehicles sold out for same technical error that could lead to accident. This is not to say that such error should continue, but other Nigerian leaders at different capacities should emulate taking responsibility in what they do. All right. Admittance of responsibility is commendable. Taiwo from Ejigbo, and Taiwo is warning me to warn some of my callers whose duty is to call and insult any guest that has a contrary opinion to those callers. Please don't insult my guest. Mr. Taiwo from Ejigbo says I should warn you. All right. Good evening, Esther Wachuku. Please, where is Chema Innocent? Chema Innocent is fine and she's doing okay. She's actually on leave at the moment. She's writing her exams. So, hi Esther, my issue is the conditions upon which a sitting governing official should be impeached. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has failed Nigeria. He should be impeached. Even if it's an angel presiding over the nation, the moment they fail, they should be impeached. Thank you, Olu from Egbeda. Good evening. When Peter Obi speak now, they will come for him. It's indeed unfortunate, a situation that JAM has currently become a money-making venture for the federal government, leaving the reasons for its initial establishment. They are now focusing their energy on the revenue it is generating for the government. Just imagine the number of failures recorded last year and this year. Killing of innocent Nigerians, be it soldiers or civilians, in their fatherland is indeed breaking my heart. My holy anger is that the government of the day are keeping mute and silent, focusing their energy on 2027 elections. Who does that? Well, we are watching them as the planet is listening to. Comrade Abraham. Good evening all. Good evening to you too. It is laughable how Amechi is finding his voice on issues he also created when he supported the government of Buhari with River State money. Believe politicians at your own peril. They don't have shame. Chika from Lekki. Please, Esther, play the contractor's audio that brought the mercenaries. I will play it, but maybe not today. We're actually out of time. Good evening, Esther. Please, do you know when Tinubu will subsidize Boko Haram? And please, where is Asari Dokubo? Is he still alive? Anna Paul from Koka. All right. I will never tell Tinubu to end Boko Haram because Atiku said that attack on Boko Haram is attack on innocent northern youths. Because of that, Buhari's multiplied Boko Haram and gave them more power. If Buhari doesn't end Boko Haram, Tinubu should not end it. Please, Esther, the way you are sounding today shows that you are really heartbroken for this country. Please don't give yourself hypertension. All right. Thank you very much. God bless you. All right, we have kudos right here. Whether we like it or not, Nigeria must be better, and the only way it can be better is our collective responsibility to fight for it. Kudos. Please tell us how to invest properly and make money.
All right.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Esther. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Once again, my name is Victor from Kudos Homes Limited, and I'm here to tell you about the investment options that we have. And one of the best investments here on earth is investing in health itself. So having a property investment is the best thing that you can do for yourself and for future generation. So let me quickly talk about our property locations and their prices. So we have Kudos City. Kudos City is located in Agbowa, Ikorodu, and Kudos City is currently selling for 1.5 million naira per plot. So with 1.5 million naira, you are getting a plot of land in Agbowa. For with 1.5 million naira, you are getting a plot of land in Agbowa, and the measurement of the land is 500 square meters. Now we have Kudos Heritage in Omuketu Ekpe. Now the beautiful thing about Kudos Heritage in Omuketu Ekpe is that we are currently running a promo. It's called the Easter Extension promo. But what is it in this promo? Now the beautiful thing about this promo is that with 950,000 you get a plot of land in Omuketu Ekpe. 950,000 you get a land in Kudos Heritage. Now the actual price for the estate is 2.5 million naira. That is the actual price, but in this promo season we are giving it for just 950,000, and this promo will be ending very soon. In fact, we are supposed to end it tomorrow, the 15th of May 2025, but we're going to be extending it because of those people that will be coming for inspection tomorrow. So we'll give them the opportunity to still invest at the rate of 950 at Kudos Heritage. Remember, the actual price is 2.5, but we are giving it out for just 950,000. Now the phone number to call is 0905 904 7514. 0905 904 7514. We also have Kudos Heights, which is also located in Omuketu Ekpe. Now Kudos Heights is going for just 4.5 million naira. With 4.5 million naira, you own a plot of land in Kudos Heights. Now the beautiful thing about all these estates that I'm mentioning, they are all dry land and they are free from government acquisition, and you will not have any problem from Omonile or any form of government disturbance when you are trying to develop your land in any of our estates. So we go for inspection every Thursdays and Saturday here in Lagos. Like I said, we'll be going for inspection tomorrow, and if you're out there and you want to join us for the inspection is absolutely free. So we'll pick you up with our buses and we'll take you to site and bring you back to the nearest bus stop to you. Now once again, our property Kudos Heritage in Omuketu Ekpe selling for 2.5, but for now you can get it at the rate of 950,000 naira. Now the number again to call is 0905 904 7514. 0905 904 7514. In Delta State, we have Kudos Heights. Kudos Heights is located in Ibuzo, Delta State, and Kudos Heights is selling for 1.5 million naira per plot. We also have the Fairview Estate Phase 2 in Delta State, also located in Ibuzo, and Fairview Estate Phase 2 is going for just 2.5 million naira per plot. And we have Kudos Court, which is a buy and build estate. Kudos Court is going for 4.5 million naira. Now, the amazing thing about all this estate located in Ibuzo is that they are very close to the Asaba International Airport, very, very close to the Asaba International Airport, and they are also close to the first and second Niger Bridge. So, if you are looking at a place that is close to the east for my Eastern brothers, kudos and Fairview, all our estates in Asaba, they are very, very amazing for you. Now, the number again to call is 0905 904 7514 0905 904 7514. Our office address here in Lagos is at number 171 Egbeda Idimo Road, Abule Udu bus stop, Egbeda, Lagos. And we also have our offices in Delta State and in Enugu. And we go for inspection here in Lagos once again every Thursdays and Saturday. And in Delta State, we go for inspection every day, excluding on Sunday. Now, don't forget the promo offer that we are running at the moment. With 950,000, you get a plot of land in Kudos Heritage instead of 2.5. The promo will be ending very soon. So call this number right away, 0905 904 7514.
All right, thank you very much, Kudos, for that info. We sincerely do appreciate you coming. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we need to wrap up the conversation right about now. But before we go, apparently there is an information coming out based on what transpired in Mate, Borno State. Attack on military base. Somebody who they trusted sold them out to the insurgents. That was how they actually took over their camp. So in the devastating attack, according to a report by the Punch, the terrorists launched a surprise assault on the forward operating base, killing 5 soldiers, looting arms, and escaping with military vehicles and newly issued motorbikes. So while the Nigerian army continues efforts to restore order and reassure residents, sources within the military have disclosed that the attack may have been made possible due to internal compromise. An anonymous source revealed that a member of the civilian joint task force entrusted with supporting military operations allegedly facilitated the deadly incursion. He was very close to our adjutant. We never suspected him. This breach has heightened tensions within the ranks, particularly as insurgents continue to exploit weaknesses in security infrastructure. Local residents have reportedly fled from Mate and surrounding communities to safer locations like Dikwa and Mafa, fearing further violence. The betrayal underscores the complex nature of the insurgency and evolving tactics used by militants to undermine the military. Remember, I told you yesterday that there was a move. Those soldiers were not anticipating that attack. For the overwhelming, the way they took them off guard.
Esther, let me explain some things to you. You get it? Ask all these military people who knows about security. See, barracks like that, apart from those who are inside, monitoring what's going on, they have outside who monitors what is going on. So this ban, even when they are coming, there are people who will have sighted them like from distance. Guard. Yes, if you see, sometimes you see they have this surveillance structures in which is so high that can see you far where you are coming. So even if there is a mole, are you telling me that the mole attacked them from inside?
All right, Mr. Lawal, let's wrap up. My traffic officer is already calling me. What's your final take in a few seconds?
Now, I send my condolences to the person, the Jamba who lost. You get it? Okay. I'm not saying it is right. Okay. I'm totally against it. Okay. But what I'm just trying to say is that we can move forward from here.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Lawal Kundai. Sincerely do appreciate. My name is Esther Machuku. See you tomorrow. Chidera, please don't surcharge me.